So I just gave the exact same prompt to Claude Fable 5, OpenAI's new model GPT 5.6 Sol, as well as xAI's new flagship Grok 4.5. Across 3 different builds, we built a YouTube Shorts generator, an entire 3D Cyberpunk world, and finally, a Clash Royale clone. Same rules for all 3 models, a single one-shot output, no revisions, deployed live on the interwebs. This is Fable 5 versus GPT 5.6 versus Grok 4.5 head to head. And the results were, I'll be honest, not what I was expecting.
So this is our marking rubric. We've got Elon the boxer, we've got Dario the samurai, and we've got Sam Altman the mage. They are representing their respective models. This is how it's going to work. I'm basically going to be awarding points, and whoever wins at the end is going to be the model winner. All right. Now up here on the left-hand side, we've got Grok. On the right, we've got Codex. And at the bottom, we've got Fable. Now to make things fair, I literally bought a Gemini subscription just so I could come up with the prompts. So there is literally zero model bias going into this. So here is the prompt. Build a functional web-based prototype of an AI YouTube Shorts generator platform that integrates with the Kling API to generate real video assets. And this one build is actually going to test a lot at once. We're testing product design, workflow design, app architecture, and creative judgment. Because this can't just be a random script generator. It needs to take a rough idea and turn it into something a creator could actually post. Because a lot goes into a good short form video. You got the hook, you've got the script, will there be captions, and of course the visuals. So this could actually be useful if you're trying to build a content engine, automate your video process, or turn ideas into shorts faster. So let's see how all 3 models handle this. By the way, I also built this usage tracker. So we are going to see input tokens, output tokens, and I'll also let you know how long each of these builds takes. Whew, all right, the results are in. I am super excited. A few things worth noting is it did take GPT a few goes to actually get localhost open. I'm not sure if that was an environment issue, but that has been added to the total time. And Claude Fable actually took the longest. It kept asking me a bunch of questions. Grok was the only one that actually was just one shot, no issues. And it did finish the fastest. So let's start with Grok. Okay, not bad. Create a short. They've got like options here. How many different scenes? Let's try a quick demo. 1 scene, 5 seconds, standard, pro, plan, storyboard. Wow, reshuffle actually works. That's pretty cool. I'm assuming that's AI involved in there. AI. Let's give this a spin. Bioluminescent deep sea creatures. Why the ocean glows at night. I mean, okay, sure, we can use that. Let's go ahead and generate short. Okay, it's loading. Liking the animation down here. It's showing the different scenes generating. That's kind of cool. And while that's going, let's have a look at Fable. All right, so this is Fable's output. Turn any idea into a 60-second short. Now, I'm expecting a lot from Fable because it definitely took the longest. So let's give it the same prompt. Keep it at that. Let's go ahead and generate. Okay, this is cool. Failed. Damn. The request never reached Kling. Okay, we've got our first error and it's coming from Fable. Interesting. Let's see if it works for Codex. One idea, a scroll stopping short. This is actually really nice. I love the UI. It's actually probably the least AI slop looking UI. I don't really like how it's showing this loading overlapping thing over here where it clearly says awaiting idea. But hey, we can move past that. For now, let's give it the same prompt and let's go ahead and see if this works. Whoa. Guys, are you seeing this? It's looking like Grok has also generated the video. Nice. Okay. Looks pretty lackluster though, but it completed the job nonetheless. I'm actually really disappointed in Fable here. I was expecting more. I don't know what went wrong.
Okay, so I did some digging and the answer is actually more interesting than you think. Fable's code actually makes real calls to the Kling Video API. The integration itself is correct, but it built the whole app as a single web page that calls Kling directly from the browser. And browsers block that by a security rule called CORS. A web page can't call a third-party API unless that API explicitly allows it, and Kling's doesn't. Grok and Codex actually anticipated this would happen, so they both shipped a small local server alongside their apps that relays the requests around the browser's restrictions, which is why their videos generated and Fable's didn't. If we have a look at the stats, Claude took 35 minutes to build the app, costing nearly $10. Grok, on the other hand, only took 7 minutes and 47 seconds. In just that short amount of time, it was able to anticipate the problem and ship a working app. Wow, something Fable was unable to do in triple its time. GPT honestly smashed it. It shipped a working app alongside a nice UI, and everything apart from this weird loading glitch worked a charm. When comparing both Grok and Codex, although Codex took a little bit longer, I found its UI and UX overall better. Grok's use of emojis and gradients made it look more like AI slop. And at the end of the day, I personally don't mind if things take a little bit longer, as long as the output is better.
So that's going to be 1.2 Sam Altman, guys. Damn, I wasn't expecting that. I really thought Fable would win here. Let's move on to the next prompt. Next up, we have a 3D Cyberpunk city simulator. Let's have a look at the prompt. Create a browser-based interactive 3D Cyberpunk themed environment. The user should be able to navigate a character or camera through a can't even pronounce that, or handcrafted 3D space. The world should evoke a distinct cyberpunk atmosphere through its environment. Now, we should face less issues this time around because we aren't dealing with any API keys or anything like that.
The results are in, and I am super excited. Let's address the elephant in the room. Grok only took 3 minutes and 17 seconds. What the fuck? I'm actually scared to look at Groks. Like, what do you mean it only took 3 minutes and 17 seconds? But hey, let's check it out. All right, Neon District, jack in. WASD to move, mouse to look around. All right, let's go. Okay, bit laggy, but I mean, whoa, this looks sick. Dude, this is super laggy. 20 FPS, guys. My laptop is having a fart right now. This is really cool. Dude, 3 minutes. How can you build this in 3 minutes? Like, please explain to me how this is built in 3 minutes. Okay, I got a node, I think. I don't know what I did just then. I hope the other ones aren't as laggy as this one. Jesus. It's like low-key unplayable just how laggy it is. I'm assuming it's rendering all of these objects at once. Now, I don't know what just happened, but my power literally just short-circuited. Now, I'm not sure if it was because of how much compute Grok was using, but I ran out of power for a little bit. So I'm not going to be trying that again. Let's continue with Codex. All right. Just in case, I'm not saying it was Grok's fault, but to prevent another blackout, I am closing Grok's localhost. All right, we're inside of Codex right now. Let's resume, and it's pretty cool. It's actually really sick. Are these cars? What is this? E to establish a link. Whoa, guys, let's not forget this is a one shot. It's like this weird car noise, and then I press this. Ooh, it's kind of satisfying. I mean, look, it's cool. It's not like amazing, but the fact that this was one-shotted again in like, what, 15, 20 minutes? Pretty freaking sick, guys. All right. Not bad, not bad. Codex is pretty good job. Didn't lag and didn't crash my computer, so that's a plus. Now, I have a good feeling about Fable this time around. Is it because I already took a sneak peek? Maybe. Whoa, this looks sick. Okay, so this is super weird. It definitely looks nicer than Codex and Grok, but I noticed the moment that I move my mouse above here, it does something weird. Look, I get these weird black squares. I come down and the black squares are gone. But that's like a simple fix. Like, you're literally just a prompt away from fixing that. Are you a prompt away from fixing Codex and Grok's world? I don't know. All right, yep, super impressive from Fable. Let's have a look at the spend. 3D Cyberpunk City, Claude took 54 minutes and cost a total of $9, just under the YouTube Shorts generator again, which is interesting because it actually cost more tokens. So it cost more, but it had less out tokens, and everyone knows out tokens are more expensive than in tokens. So that's probably why. Codex, 20 minutes, only cost $4. Okay. Codex was marginally better than Grok's, I will say that. Grok, 3 minutes, of course, insane. I don't know, I don't even know how it did that so fast. I feel like Fable these days takes 3 minutes just to read the prompt. So I don't know how Grok was able to do it in just 3 minutes. 83 cents, by the way, guys. Like, hey, I can see a world where you're using Fable as the powerful model at the top, and then you have Grok at the bottom that it goes to execute tasks. And through this method, you're actually able to save a lot more tokens. And Codex in the middle again at $4, took a total of 20 minutes. I'm going to have to give this one to Claude Fable. It smashed it out the park. The generation was way better. It actually felt like a city. Grok did an amazing job for how cheap it was. And I'm sure with a bit of tinkering, you could get Grok to a pretty decent level as well.
Hey, I'm curious. Are you already paying for Claude or Codex? I recently dropped Ace, an app that helps you get more out of your AI subscriptions by making them work together as a team. Like, check this out. One AI can research, another can build, and another can check the work. You can make simple teams like this, where Claude and Codex work together to find the best answer, or you can build something much bigger, like this autonomous app factory that keeps building apps while I sleep. Inside Ace, you can give tasks to your team in one group chat, create loops that run tasks again and again, or let one powerful AI manage a group of cheaper ones so you can spend less on tokens. You no longer need to code all of that from scratch. Just drag, drop, and connect the dots. Now live on Mac and Windows, use code DOOBY for 10% off. I'll leave a link in the description. Back to the video.
We have a Clash Royale clone. Develop a playable 2D real-time strategy game inspired by the core loop of Clash Royale. Let's go ahead and throw this prompt into Codex, Grok, and Fable.
If you're enjoying the video so far, then please consider leaving a like and subscribe. It means the absolute world to me, and it motivates me to make bigger and better videos. Thank you. Let's get back into the video.
Now, before I go and send the final prompt, can we just take a minute to look at these three interfaces? Grok looks beautiful. Like, whoever designed Grok's interface needs an award because they have actually killed it. It looks so good compared to, like, what even is Codex's, man? Can they like put a bit more effort into this? At least Claude has like a mascot or something. Now, unfortunately, I can't award any additional points, but if this was a beauty contest, just know that Grok would 100% win. Even the way you can preview the prompt is really handy. All right, I'm sending it. Clash Royale clone, let's go. And we are officially on. It's interesting how Grok splits up its thinking. See how it thought for 2 seconds on this text, and then it thought for 7 seconds, and now it's actually started to write code. Isn't that crazy how fast that happened? Still 41 seconds and Claude is doing exactly what it says it is, wandering. Now again, Grok only taking 4 minutes to complete this build. So even if its output is worse, it's worth mentioning that it is way easier to iterate with a model that only takes 4 minutes versus a model that takes 50 minutes. Like at the 10-minute mark, I've already lost my train of thought, guys. While we wait for Codex and Fable to finish up, I just want to quickly show you guys this bench, okay? It's interesting that Grok rated so high and how low Codex is actually rated because, you know, we're using Codex high. I think we're using Codex extra high right now, up here. It doesn't feel like it's closer to Opus's max than it is to Fable's extra high. It definitely feels closer to Fable's extra high capabilities. And so I just wanted to quickly point out the elephant in the room here, guys. And why cursor bench is a little bit sus at the moment. Because if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see right here in the fine print, Grok 4.5 has an advantage on Cursor Bench. An earlier snapshot of the cursor codebase was unintentionally included in training. The exact score impact is unclear. Guys, isn't that a little sus considering that SpaceX just acquired Cursor? Cursor being acquired for $60 billion as a billion-dollar company. You don't think they could just run the test again? I'm sure they're not trying to save tokens if that's what the reason was. But like you've clearly corrupted the benchmark for Grok 4.5, so why even leave it there? It just seems a little fishy. SpaceX is now a publicly traded company. XAI is burning billions of dollars every single month. So maybe this is their way of trying to make XAI look better. I don't know. It's a food for thought. I just wanted to kind of brush over that really quickly. All right, the results are in. All models have finally finished generating the Clash Royale clone. Quick recap on the score. We've got Sam Altman, the mage, with 1 point. Dario, the samurai, with 1 point. Who's gonna take it home? Is it gonna be a tiebreaker? Or is it gonna be Fable or GPT 5.6 Soul? Let's find out, starting with Grok. Interesting, quick refresh and it takes me straight into the game. I can generate some archers here. No real UI though, like just letters. Like this doesn't look like a giant, but it acts as one. The gameplay is actually pretty fun though, to be fair. You can see the range of these. Chuck some more goblins in there. Archer. Oh, alright, we've got a mini P.E.K.K.A. Let's chuck it in here. Yes, looks like we are going to win this. And boom, we win. That was actually pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously it didn't look and feel as nice. Everything works as it should. I will say there's no like home screen. I literally just refresh to play. So that's a bit weird, but don't forget, Grok literally finished this in like 4 minutes and 13 seconds, okay? So that's pretty impressive in itself. Next up, we have, I believe this is Fable's build, yes. All right, let's give it a go. Canvas Clash, destroy the enemy. At least this has a home screen. And it looks like it's put a bit of effort into actually making the characters, which is cool. Let's go ahead and play. Oh, I hear sound effects.
Look, I'm going to be completely honest with you here. I was having so much fun playing this game that I ended up forgetting to even review it. But like all good things, they must come to an end.
Ooh. Oh, we lost. Damn it. That was actually really fun. Wow, I actually enjoyed that. All right, Fable, solid. Let's check out Crown Fall Arena by ChatGPT. Wow. All right, this looks different. Scroll down. I don't like that I have to scroll a little bit. Like not everything fits in the frame. Let's zoom out a little bit. All right, enter the arena. Ooh, let's go ahead and drop Vanguard. It feels definitely a bit more branded towards its own game. This actually looks really impressive. Wow. No sound. Am I losing? I feel like I'm losing right now. This is almost its own game entirely. It feels very unique actually with its own Colossus. Let's try this. I kind of like that Codex has gone for its own sort of vibe. It's kind of cool. And we have won. Wow. Just like that. No noise, no sound, but it's branded as its own thing, which I kind of like. I kind of like that Codex actually went out and like did its own thing.
And there we go. The total cost for all three builds was $47, which is absurd by the way, for 9 different apps. $47 freaking dollars. Imagine asking a developer, hey, can I have 9 apps for $50? That's insane. The winner is obviously Fable, but the scores were a lot closer than I was actually expecting. Grok was absurdly fast, 15 minutes of total work time across all 3 builds. So the real question this whole test comes down to isn't which AI is the best, it's this. Grok gives you 80 to 90% of the result in a tenth of the time. And if you're willing to wait for it, Fable will give you the best output. And GPT gives you the best of both worlds. So is the extra wait time worth it? I genuinely don't know. I think it depends on what you're building. If you enjoyed the video so far, feel free to give it a like and subscribe. I make AI videos just like this one every single week. If you're looking for a community of AI builders like myself, check out my free AI community. I'll leave a link in the description. And check out this video. YouTube thinks you'll love it. Peace.